mean, the franchise of Medal of Honor has been around for so long, and I've been playing Medal of Honor for probably the past 7 or 8 years since Frontline, and knowing that being authentic and trying to recreate that whole experience in wartime, I knew that we wanted to target that as our experience this time around.
I think we always wanted to preserve the soldier story and how, every aspect of game creation, all the developers were always trying to create the tone.
I've been on the franchise since Frontline, so the way the earlier stuff has influenced me is it's always been about the soldier's story and the respect for the soldier and maintaining those core tenets of the franchise. So even though we moved into modern times, we want to make sure that that all stayed true. You know, in World War II, a lot of what we're doing is talking about the everyday man and kind of how that one soldier, even though he's an everyday guy, can make a big difference. And in our story, when we're talking about the Tier 1 operators, these are the elite of the elite. And it was an interesting dynamic trying to, continue that tradition of Medal of Honor, but use these guys in that way.
Well, previously on Medal of Honor, we've dealt with World War II. The soldier interaction is a little bit different than a Tier 1 operator. I think what we've done differently now is try to tighten up the animations, make the soldier more of a device. These guys are, the top of the top, elite force. So the previous experiences have been, good in knowing what a soldier should do, but now we've changed it to this is exactly what a soldier does in every type of situation.
They all started in the same place that the guys from World War II did, same soldier, same introduction, but it's the amount of responsibility and the personal duty that they feel to protect this country and to protect our way of life and protect freedom and respect and all that stuff that none of that ever changes. They're just become better and better at what they do, but it's still all those core tenets are still a part of who they are.
One of the most important parts of Medal of Honor's franchise is the storytelling of the soldier in whatever theater it is. And for us as animators, a great way to tell that story is in the IGCs, the in-game cinematics. So coming through a firefight, shooting up a bunch of guys running through, and then all of a sudden you need a breather. Well, this is a great experience for the player to take some time and get more out of the story and really build up the actual soldier's character.
One of the scenes, opening scenes in Frontline with the guys landing on Normandy Beach was one of the things we wanted to recreate in our game, where you had the guys in the Chinook landing in Belly of the Beast mission in the area of Afghanistan.
Also, I think the previous game, it had more of a movie prop kind of feel, a little bit more stylized, not entirely realistic. With this game, we went for much more photorealism, and I think that was the biggest challenge, making stuff look like the photographs we were seeing in the reference material.
Yeah, going to current day was definitely a change for us. I mean, stylistically, there's a lot of things that we could kind of keep the same, but our entire library had to be redone from scratch. So we actually went out and did a lot of new field recordings, got together with DICE, who was doing our multiplayer, and recorded over at Fort Irwin hundreds of weapons with all sorts of microphones at different distances, interiors, exteriors, so we got a lot of new material that we had never had before on previous Medal of Honors, along with vehicles and things like that.
I think the backgrounds have a big responsibility because it's 80% of the screen, so if you're in an area that's supposed to frighten you a little bit, you have to ask yourself what's going to be in the scene to frighten you, or what kind of tone is there to kind of create that scenario for the player. So I would say I think that's the thing that carries on through with the other Medal of Honor games, you know, they try to put you there, you know, whether Normandy Beach or, you know, whatever. We're really trying to put you there. We're not trying to make backgrounds that are gorgeous, because sometimes the third world isn't gorgeous. We're trying to put you in the situation, in the soldier's boots, and you know, I think that's where we were headed, and one thing we really wanted to preserve.